Hey, we're back for the 11 o'clock hour here on 100.9 The Mid on the Ben Bosher Show. We're also back on YouTube and Facebook. Don't know what they're doing to us today. They're really trying to set John and I up for failure with Ben gone. Could be Ben. You know, it could be really him sabotaging us. Let's get back into what we led the show with today. Jared Goff's contract restructured by the Lions. They clear up $32 million in cap space. The number one thing that this immediately tells me is that the Lions are being for real about making this an all-in type of season. Clearly going into free agency, it is something that we discussed for a long time about, man, this Jared Goff contract is the only way, unless they want to use the Penei Sewell contract or the Amon-Ra St. Brown contract, which just aren't as big of cap hits as Jared Goff's. This is the only way they're going to be able to sign any additional guys. And, of course, Taylor Decker being gone, David Montgomery being gone, that cleared up some cap space. You see them sign Cade Mays to be their starting center. Pretty team-friendly deal, 3 for $25, $14 million guaranteed. Seems like a pretty good signing. He's going to be better than Graham Glasgow. They bring back a few guys. Rock Yassin is back. Malcolm Rodriguez is back. They signed that tackle for Miami, Larry Borum, to a small deal. Isaiah Pacheco comes in on a really short deal as well, 1 year, $1.8 million. But now they have some money to do some additional things. Jared Goff's cap hit this season has gone all the way down to $37 million, whereas the next 2 years after, 2027, $62 million. 2028, $69 million. Basically a $40 million signing bonus Jared Goff just got. So shout out to Sheila Hamp for writing that check because that's got to be a tough one to do. So Jared Goff's contract restructured. It's big. What do the Lions do with it, though? Because that's the big conversation. We can talk about, man, they need to clear cap. They have to create this money so that they can make some moves. Well, they have to do something now that they have created that cap. They can't just create it and then be like, hey, we're going to re-sign Jack Campbell and we're going to extend Jahmyr Gibbs and we're going to extend Sam Laporta. They have to bring guys in because there's still major needs on this team right now. And the number one need just so happens to fit the number one target, I think, that the Lions should have right now. Left tackle. It's still wide open. Taylor Decker is still a free agent. Kind of surprised he hasn't signed anywhere just yet. We've seen a few tackles get signed. Braden Smith went to Houston being like the most notable guy. But the best tackle coming into free agency was Rasheed Walker from Green Bay. Former 7th-round pick in 2022. He started 48 of the last 51 games over 3 seasons in Green Bay. He's projected to make a ton of money. 4-year, $88 million deal is his projection. I mean, that's, of course, high. Lions have cleared up that cap, though, and it's not going to be $88 million guaranteed. So, of course, they had Taylor Decker in that spot, so I don't know if they're wanting to just give out a ton of money to a guy, but Walker's 26 years old. Like, it's not like he's going to be this guy that is here for 2 or 3 seasons, and then, boom, he's too old. We got to move off of him. If your plan was to draft a guy to be in that left tackle spot, I would rather go get a guy that has experience. That's just me. I've never been a fan of going into a draft, and Brad Holmes has been the same way, so I'm not like saying I'm thinking the same way as Brad Holmes, but I kind of am. I hate going into a draft saying, left tackle, that's our first-round pick. Because when has Brad Holmes drafted a guy in the first round that the Lions fans were, yeah, they're drafting this position no matter what? Terrion Arnold's probably the one. You knew they had to take a corner. There was corners in that first-round mock at the end of that draft. Like, it made a ton of sense. A lot of corners went towards the back half of that first round that season. So it made sense that year. But, like, last year, did you think they were drafting a defensive tackle? Did you think they were drafting a running back, an interior linebacker the year they took Gibbs, Campbell? Like, even when they took Penei Sewell that first year, I don't think people were saying they should have took Justin Fields. Like, the Lions just don't make the obvious pick in the first round. Whether you like that or don't, I think you probably should like it because most of the time it's worked out. The only time it didn't work out is when they took the position you wanted them to take in Terrion Arnold. So they're not just going to go into the draft without adding a tackle in free agency and saying, this is going to be our first-round pick. No matter what, that's how we're going to address that. We're going to get every other need addressed via free agency because we only have a first- and second-round pick, and you hopefully think those guys are going to be your starters. And then outside of that, it has to be all addressed in free agency. And so that's where this money getting cleared up comes from. You don't want to go throw it all away for Max Crosby. I'm out on that. We're not doing the Max Crosby to the Lions thing. I know that the Lions fans want that. No, thank you. I just think it's insanely unrealistic, even more based off of what has happened in this Baltimore Ravens situation with the physical. They're not going to go trade for a guy that failed his physical. I mean, maybe they will, I guess, because Brad Holmes does love these injured guys. Am I talking myself into this right now, John? I don't think so.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
No, I saw someone comment that earlier talking about the injury history of guys. Brad Holmes just loves to bring them in. So I guess maybe it makes sense, but
strike while the iron's hot, Again, it gets what was his meniscus injury, right? Get the best in Michigan, repair it, get him for low value because you're not going to have to trade him, and see what you could do.
Yeah, I just know.
It's again as our favorite YouTube chats. Well, anything's better than Marcus Davenport. Okay,
that's true.
Cool.
We did see that earlier. That's why I would go to the people that I brought up earlier. I would sign one of these aged vets on a 1-year deal. Cam Jordan is at the top of my list. Is he washed? I don't know if he's washed. He's clearly not prime Cam Jordan. I don't think he's washed. I think he definitely is still a guy that could come in, make an impact, be better than Marcus Davenport, like John just said. And Al-Qadim Muhammad, I'm unsure on what his value is going to be, and the fact he hasn't signed anywhere yet maybe gives the Lions a good chance to actually bring him back. Maybe that's what they cleared up some of this money for. But for me, the money has to be addressed on the left tackle and the edge opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And then the rest of the stuff, you could maybe say, okay, we have a couple $1 million left. We can go get some depth in the secondary. Kobe Durant's a guy from the LA Rams. That might be the Amik Robertson replacement. I kind of like that for them. A smaller guy, you don't really want him on the outside, but he played a lot in the slot for LA. Had 3 picks last year, like a pretty productive season. I think that potentially could be the Amik Robertson replacement. We've also seen a ton of corners get signed already, so there's not a lot of them available. But they of course, need to replace Amik Robertson just to have an extra guy there, because who the hell knows what's going on with Terry and Arnold or either of the safeties on this team as far as their health standpoints. So I think that if you operate with the mindset of left tackle, edge, that's what we're going to use this money on. And you probably still have some money left over, too. I mean, unless you're giving out 2 big-time contracts to some major players, which there's not a lot of major players left. I think that Rasheed Walker is one of the few. And he's one of the top free agents that hasn't already agreed to a deal, which I think is kind of notable. The fact that the Lions clear up this money now instead of doing it a couple days ago, kind of seeing how the market goes, seeing who falls off of the board. None of these contracts are official yet. They're all agreed upon. Today at 4 is when these can finally start becoming official. I think the Lions are going all in for 2026. I don't think they cleared up this money just to bring back Al-Qadim Muhammad and to extend some of the guys that they've drafted over the last several seasons. I think they cleared up this money to go for it, to try to get back to being a Super Bowl caliber team. How do you do that? You get the offensive line back where it was, at least somewhat being back to where it was. You don't have Frank Ragnow. It's going to be difficult to do that. But Tate Ratledge was a good rookie at right guard. Penei Sewell is the best of the best at right tackle. He's the best that you've got. Cade Mays, I think, is fine. I think he's a good add for center. And then if your one hole is left guard, if you do end up signing Walker at left tackle, you still have that first-round pick at 17, man. You could address that spot there. And all of a sudden, this offensive line is like, wow. We've added 3 new guys to this offensive line, and that's with Taylor Decker leaving. You know, we talked about if Taylor Decker came back, you have to add a center and a left guard. The job got a whole lot tougher when you did cut Taylor Decker. We have to remember that. The Lions chose to cut Taylor Decker. That clearly means that they are operating in the mindset of improving that position, no? Why would you not have just brought him back? Improving that position is by signing Rasheed Walker of the Green Bay Packers. That's what I'm super excited for. Let me know, though, what you think the Lions are going to do with this cap space. 989-837-6125. We got a couple of texts coming in. Rob from Saginaw says, 2 things I wanted to touch on. 1, we need a new nickname for Gibbs and Pacheco because, of course, Gibbs and Montgomery, Sonic and Knuckles is gone. He throws out a suggestion. Is it Sonic and Shadow?
Aren't they
Sonic
cousins
and
in
Shadow.
Aren't they cousins in the or rivals?
I don't watch it. I'm not going to sit here. And
I feel like they're
do.
rivals. Like Shadow's he's like not a zebra, but he's like black and white. Shadow's cool. Like Shadow's got
really
a cool look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it would make sense to go back to that realm.
Like in that realm, I think Shadow gets like all the ladies, if I'm not mistaken.
Does Isaiah Pacheco get all the ladies?
I don't know.
You know, that's we'd have to confirm that. I don't mind this, Rob. I think that this has potential. He also texts in. Last night in the postgame press conference, Mark DeRosa said he didn't know they could potentially be mathematically limited in pool run differential. Like, come on, man. Yeah, we talked about this in the last segment. Just foolish behavior from a guy with not a ton of experience for Team USA.
Well, one thing in the press conference, too, by the way, with DeRosa that I didn't realize, the press conference before the game, he talked about how they were tired Guys coming in a bit tired because the team bus didn't leave till like after midnight. So they celebrated after beating Mexico 5-3. I think thinking they were in. That's the belief there.
They celebrated?
Not like, hats and champagne, but I guess a couple of beverages because, they're a little tired. It was a little late leaving the ballpark last night. So not only did DeRosa not know, all the players were under the assumption that they clinched 2 in the Italy game was meaningless. So just an all-time debacle. Shadow.
They're going to miss it. They're going to miss it.
Yeah, Shadow's like his enemy. So.
Oh, so we can't do that
he's
then,
the
right?
anti-hero.
We can't do
He's cool,
that.
though. He's cool. Like, looking-wise.
Yeah, but if they're enemies, we can't do that.
Yeah, like Sonic and Knuckles are the best friends. I know there's a girl character, but Shadow's the enemy.
I don't mind it, though, Rob. I think it's clever. Shadow's a fun nickname, so there's potential there. We'll try to come up with something else. Ben's good at creating these nicknames, so we'll see what Ben's cooking up. One more text.
Didn't you come up with Kevin Mr. G?
No, Mick G. That was Ben.
Oh,
Ben was Kevin McG. Yeah, that's the best. That's the nickname of the year. It really is so far. One more text. Contrarian texting back in. He says, if Walker was that good, Green Bay would have never let him get away. Well, they still haven't yet. Because he, of course, is a free agent. He could go back to Green Bay. I think that's fair to think that, you don't let a left tackle hit the market. But I think a guy like him that was a 7th-round pick in 2022 that has turned himself into like a above-average tackle in this league, a guy like that who's been on a rookie contract of a 7th-round pick, of course, those are not very high, probably wants to hit the market to see what best value he can get. Like if anyone wants to get the most money that they can, it is a guy that was drafted in the 7th round. And so unless Green Bay just like didn't offer him enough money, I think that he probably just wanted to see what was available to him in the market. And maybe that's why he hasn't signed a deal yet. So that's where I would lean, but it's definitely a good point. Like teams don't just let their tackles go to free agency if they're that good. So it's a fair point. I'm still all in on him though, because it's better than who's your option there right now? Juice Scruggs to move over. Larry Borum to play left tackle.
The Juice.
First-round pick. Like, it's better than whatever option you have currently. So, and you have the cap space to do it now. So, that's what I'm all in for. 989-837-6125. You let me know what you want the Lions to do with their cap space. And if you say Max Crosby, I'm not going to say it because I don't agree with that. So, maybe I should say it. That sounds like something Ben would say. I don't like that. The 11 o'clock hour is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, and at Yiter Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter has the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yiter Insurance Group will be there when you need us since 1940.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The
Welcome back to the Ben Bosher Show here on 100.9 The Mid. We're also on YouTube and Facebook. Round 3 over there on the YouTube side seems to be working out. Hey, we reacted to this earlier. The typical host of this show, Ben Bosher himself, threw out his top 26 Detroit sports figures of 2026. John and I reacted to it earlier. We're going to bring it back here once again because, well, it's a long list. It's 26 different people listed, and we didn't have a ton of time to go over it the first time. So we're going to do it again here. Ben, if you missed this the first time, dove into 5 different categories. The first being future Hall of Famers. There's 4 people in that category. Faces, leaders, and stars. He had to have ChatGPT'd these names for the categories, right? It could be good, though. Like, if he didn't, then I got to give him props.
I think ChatGPT would have given stupider ones.
Yeah, it's a really good point, actually. Studs is the third category. Old Man and the Hustlers is the fourth category. I'll just throw you that one. It's Verlander plus Ron Holland and Asar Thompson. Makes sense. Ron Holland, the Hustle Man, as George Blaha likes to refer to him as every game.
That's Ronald Holland to you.
Ronald Holland, yes. And then the Injured Reserve category, which is just 4 Lions that are hurt currently. So that's pretty tough.
At the bottom, which we will now cover with the graphic.
Okay, yes.
Because who cares?
There you go. Okay, so the top of this list, though, the future Hall of Famers, Tarek Skubal, Cade Cunningham, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown are the 4. If we're basing it off of his category of future Hall of Famers, they're probably the only 4 future Hall of Famers currently. Aiden Hutchinson, actually. I guess maybe he currently is not like a career timeline of being a Hall of Famer.
Hutch is there. Obviously, Verlander's there.
Verlander, of course, yes. And that one, Verlander should be much higher than he is on this list. He has him at 22, which I think is, if we're talking a sports figure in the city of Detroit, Verlander's top 10, without a doubt. He's the second Tiger. Who's
the first?
Tarek Skubal.
Oh.
You know, the guy who we're going to blame for the Team USA not winning the World Baseball Classic, not even making out a pool play. I think it is all his fault. I'm not going to lie.
But now with not even knowing, I think he left after the Mexico game. Hey, I already got them into the next round. Beyond that, it's
true, because they thought that they were already in.
Yeah, if they thought they were already in, it's a different. Maybe if he knew that, yeah,
right.
Who knows? Probably not, but who knows?
Dylan Larkin comes in here at number 6. And he is one of 3 Red Wings on the list, actually. Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond at 21 and 18. How much do you think Dylan Larkin risen? What's the word there? How much higher do you think Dylan Larkin went based off of the Olympic stuff?
He wouldn't have been in this top 10.
Right. Still would have been on here. Still like
Correct.
probably the face of the Red Wings, without a doubt. But
yeah, he would have been 11 or 12.
But he's all the way up at 6, and I don't disagree. I think that the Olympics run that Dylan Larkin had, and just had the entire country just totally locked into watching that. And he was a key part of that team as well. I totally agree on his spot. The one that I don't, and we got a ton of flack on earlier from our YouTube chat as well, is number 9. Kevin McGee is number 9 on this list of Detroit sports figures of 2026. Below him is Dan Campbell and Jahmyr Gibbs. Dan Campbell should be in the top 4. He is one of the big-time sports figures of Detroit. I think he's right behind Tarek Skubal and Cade Cunningham. and I think Gibbs is much higher as well. But having McGonigal at 9, that's the one thing that I'm just like, I need to talk to Ben about this to get his reasoning behind it.
You want to hear something crazy? There's an argument to be made Campbell should be number 1.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Like Applebee's commercial, known
Applebee's commercials, the first thing he goes to.
Who else is appearing in commercials? You know,
I know you in every damn commercial.
What, the State Farm one?
He's in every commercial ever.
Around here.
Hulu.
Around here.
He's in all of them.
He's in a Lululemon commercial.
Hulu.
Oh, Hulu. About to say.
Yeah, Lulu commercial would be crazy. Yeah,
that'd be kind of.
So you think Campbell could be 1?
Yeah, I think he could. Like, if we're talking like sports figure, he's important to success, and he's known, heartbeat of the team, culture, like, and also too, like it's not all positive either. Like in terms of talking
that's
about
why Tarek
success.
School was number 1. Like based off of what's happened in the last 2 weeks, there's been so much conversation about him. He's not even playing baseball, and he's just been the spotlight of everything.
Oh, come on, he's pitching Saturday in Lakeland. Everyone's going to be watching
that.
Oh,
good point.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that I think that Campbell and Goff are the other 2 in the top 4. If I was making my list, and I would of course make the categories different because Ben's category of future Hall of Famers, of course, has to be 4 players. You can't have Dan Campbell. I mean, I guess you could, but he wouldn't do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I would have it Tarek Skubal 1, Cade Cunningham 2. I would have Goff 3 and Campbell 4. That would be my big 4, Mount Rushmore of Detroit sports figures in 2026. And I would have them in that order as well. Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, tremendous players. And St. Brown, I think, has a little bit more figure in him than Penei Sewell does. Mm-hmm. I love Penei Sewell. He's the best player on the Lions. This isn't I'm not going at him. He's an offensive tackle. He's not a top 3 sports figure in the city, like that has 4 pro sports. He's an offensive tackle.
He's so important though.
Like none of those guys can be that. It's that simple. Like I think Goff, he's the quarterback of the Lions. He's the quarterback of the football team in the city. That is the most popular team in the city. And he's so, like John said, it's not all positive talk about this stuff. It doesn't have to be. There's of course some negativity that comes with Jared Goff. A lot of Lions fans don't believe in him. All of that plays into this. He got his contract restructured today, and we led the show with it. If Penei Sewell's contract was restructured, probably would have been a big deal. It wouldn't have been like Goff. Like the Jared Goff stuff just always plays.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my top 4.
I'm in agreement with like there's just no way I'm taking out of the top 4. In Ben's top 4, I'm taking out Penei, and then like I could keep Amon-Ra in.
I think I'd move Amon-Ra down to 5.
That's fair.
I think he would be 5th.
Switching Goff and Amon-Ra, I could also keep it 4 or 5. Like that doesn't really bother me. It's
the Lions players just have. I mean, I would have it be like that. My top 4, like I said,
they're also
and then 5, 6, 7 would be 6, 7. It would be Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown, and Sewell. Like there's so many Lions at the top, and then I'd have Dylan Larkin. Then I'd have Justin Verlander. The fact that Verlander's down here at 22.
Well, do you think Verlander's a key to the Tigers' success this year? Because that's based on too.
I do. And
like
I just
if Verlander gets hurt, are they screwed? I'd argue no.
No, you're right.
So that's, I think, why Verlander's
But who are they? Who are they? Like, if somebody gets hurt, they're screwed. Who fits that list? Skubal?
Correct. Everyone basically above him.
And then it's just Skubal?
Above Verlander. No, everyone basically
You think if
Verlander.
Framber Valdez got hurt, like the Tigers are screwed?
Yes.
They're screwed.
Correct.
Really?
Valdez is so good, man. I have that as a 1-2
He is,
punch.
I agree.
And again, he'll be the ace in August. So, yeah.
When they trade Tarek School at the deadline,
Correct.
you're saying. Do you think that actually is going to happen? Like
Hopefully
I know
for the betterment of the Tigers, it does.
I know the conversation is going to be had 100%, and I think it's going to be had even more with the fact that what has happened over the last couple weeks. That's what I talked about yesterday, man. I think he's become the diva of the city, and it's probably because Cade Cunningham's not, and every NBA team star is a diva, and the Pistons got lucky, and theirs isn't, so it just transformed over into their baseball star in Tarek Skubal because he can't keep his name out of the spotlight. Even today, there was a Evan Petzold quote. I said I didn't want to see any more quotes about Skubal, by the way. I didn't want to hear anything from him until the Tigers' first game of the season. That didn't happen. He said, "Oh man, I'm going to be so heartbroken if they don't win this thing." Okay.
Oh, really,
like,
man?
Let me get the exact quote out there because this was pretty tough. Yeah, so
that's tough, dude.
It is.
Man.
He said the only way I'll be at peace with it is in Miami celebrating after we win the whole effing thing. That will give me some peace. So he's going to go celebrate with them once they win.
I think he already did after the Mexico win. So I think he's got enough celebration.
Good point.
Thank
All
you.
right. 989-837-6125. Thanks to Ben, by the way, for throwing out that top 26 of 2026. We'll get his thoughts on it once he returns next week. But you're stuck with John and I throughout the rest of the week. It's a busy week on the Mitt. We had high school boys basketball last night. Freeland advancing to the semifinal, man. What a big-time win. They're going to the Breslin Center. John's right back in action tonight, calling the Midland girls game. That'll be at 7 p.m., coverage starting at 6:50 here on the Mitt. They're playing Muskegon, correct?
Yeah, them big Reds.
Midland High girls versus Muskegon on the Mitt tonight. That's going to be a ton of fun. We got the news coming up as well. This is the Ben Bosher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. If you're looking for workwear that works as hard as you do, you've got to check out Thomas Trading Post. They've been proudly serving the Tri-County area for over 40 years, and when it comes to trusted brands and dependable gear, they know their stuff. In fact, they're the largest retailer of Carhartt in the area, which means the selection you want and the quality you expect all in one place. Whether you're on the job site, in the field, or just durable everyday apparel, Thomas Trading Post has you covered. Stop in today just north of the Midland Mire and see why they've been a local favorite for more than 4 decades. Thomas Trading Post, built for work and built to last.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Welcome back into the Ben Bosher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mits, live on YouTube and Facebook as well. It's time to let you know what else is going on in the world of sports. We had a pretty wild day yesterday. You had Bam Adebayo score 83 points, which was crazy dumb. You had this Max Crosby trade just get called off, which was weird, and you had Team USA losing the World Baseball Classic. Going on in all three different sports yesterday. Let's see what else is going on in the news.
The Mets Morning Catch.
Wow, what a day. I think you just recapped it. I think our segment's done.
Yeah, and that was the Mid
That
Morning
was the
Catch.
minute. I wish I had another sound.
Hey, I don't know if you're seeing this, though, John.
No, yeah, please tell me.
Your boy, Daniel Jones.
That's what I was going to lead with.
Yeah, you go ahead then.
Oh, Daniel Jones, he's back. No, I wish. I honestly wish. No,
Back on the
I'm
Giants.
good with Dart.
Yeah.
Staying with the Indianapolis Colts, signing a 2-year, $88 million extension. Hey, folks, another team has given Danny Dimes $40 million, and it's not the New York Giants. $44 million AAV to Danny Dimes. So 2 years, $88 million. Could be worth up to $100 million on the contract, according to Adam Schefter of the Worldwide Leader. Yeah, Daniel Jones, who couldn't finish the season last year, but when he was healthy, the Colts were rolling. Hey, you know what? Why develop Anthony Richardson, that guy we drafted? Let's just take it, Daniel Jones, pay him for half a season. At least the Giants paid Daniel Jones when he won them a single playoff game. But, hey, 2 years, if it doesn't work, it is what it is. And I guess $44 million just burning in the pockets of the Irsay family.
Yeah, this is a kind of a close to a weird situation that happened with Daniel Jones earlier this season. They brought out the rare transition tag, which is essentially just like a restricted free agent. If Daniel Jones wanted to go sign somewhere else, the Colts were just allowed to match that contract, and he would just stay on Indianapolis. And it hadn't been used in like 30 years on a quarterback. So it's pretty funny that they decided to just come to an agreement anyways. Shout out to Daniel Jones, though. Once again, getting paid $40+ million. The last time, everyone was really mad about it. And this time, it seems like people are having a good reaction to it. So.
Yeah, listen, we brought up the discussion, right? Backup quarterback, it's never been better because you're just going to get second and third chances, whether you're Malik Willis, whether you're coaching high school and your name's Teddy Bridgewater. If you win some games, you're going to get paid. And that's what happened with Danny Dimes.
Should have been on Minnesota.
Should
Minnesota.
Could have, but they didn't want him, you know? They had him for a bit. It was great, too, because, remember at that time, it was like, what if Daniel Jones was to play in the playoffs? That would be crazy with Minnesota. Now he's getting $40 million from the Indianapolis Colts.
It's pretty ridiculous. We got more news from Adam Schefter this morning, by the way, on an NFL scheduling thing. The NFL is exploring playing a game on Thanksgiving Eve. I usually call that Blackout Wednesday. As early as this season, Wednesday, November 25th. Why? Why are we playing football Wednesday night? That's the night when you're not supposed to consume anything. You're watching football all day on Thanksgiving. They have added the Black Friday game. And then that Saturday is, of course, always the Michigan-Ohio State game. It's the final week of the regular season in college football. Like, you're already entering into a wild stretch of football. Why add a game to Wednesday night?
It's what they do, man. Listen, you guys are for it. More NFL content. Oh, we'll put the Lions in Germany. We'll put the NFL on a Wednesday. Like, the Players Union, I guess, allows it somehow, even though rest days, I don't know how that works. And again, they're looking to take over your holidays. If you don't want your holidays bombarded by sports, the simple answer, and I always give this, don't watch. Just don't watch. Put on if it's Christmas, the NFL, the NBA, put on a Christmas movie. I promise, if the ratings are bad, they're going to stick to Sunday. But you just keep jumping through hoops for them. You don't want a game at 9:30? It's pretty simple. Don't watch it. And you know how I know this? Because the NFL thought, all right, we'll bend you over the barrel and put an ESPN Plus game, a Monday night exclusive, and it only drew like 1.2 million, and it's like one of the lowest rated NFL games of the modern age. And they're not putting it at least on ESPN streaming service because they know, how many people have ESPN Plus, and it's an extension. But didn't sway them completely because they said Amazon Prime streaming. We're going to put a national package on that. How you do it is you don't watch. You consume it a different way, and then they have to cater to you. It's the only way. Unfortunately, And it means not watching your favorite team, but if Black Wednesday, they're ruining it, if that's the opinion, don't watch it. I promise it won't happen again. That's it.
I don't think I'll be watching. I mean,
yes, you will.
Blackout
That's
Wednesday it's you don't watch sports that day because the
you're
only
out
thing,
at the bars. Why wouldn't you watch
Exactly,
it?
you're out at the bars. And that Wednesday, by the way, is that's like a great week of college basketball. That's when we get a ton of these big-time non-conference matchups. That was when we had that tournament that Michigan won this year that was that week in the Players Era in Las Vegas. Like, all of that stuff is just going to get overshadowed by an NFL game. Field Yates is out here tweeting about this could enter a 10-day slate of NFL and college football, and he throws Maction as the Tuesday in that.
Yeah.
All right, at least Maction's getting some love. But
again, that's what they want. They want to dominate, and not just ESPN in terms of Field Yates. They want football every day. They want to dominate. They want to take from college basketball, from hockey, from the NBA, from college football. That's college football's week, man. It's the rivalry. College football is supposed to own that Friday, which they already all right, let's put a game on Black Friday. Those Friday games are supposed to be, and I know rivalries don't matter in college football anymore, but it's supposed to be the rivalries. It's supposed to be Washington State, Washington, Iowa State, the Egg Bowl, like all these, and then Michigan, Ohio State obviously reserved for the Saturday. But that whole week, every matchup across the country is supposed to be two schools that are considered rivals. Supposed to be. That's college football's weekend. The NFL gets Thursday, Thanksgiving's theirs, and they get Sunday. But now they want Friday and Wednesday, and they should just take Saturday too. Why not?
at some point, they probably will start to happen.
Why wouldn't you?
Because they just still don't want to compete with college football.
If that Lions-Germany game...
But at some point, it's going to switch. At some point, they're just not going to care anymore. Because it was just like the same thing with Christmas. You know, it was like, oh, that's the NBA's day. We don't want to battle with it. And then they were just like, you know what? Actually, we're just going to take it.
Yep.
At some point, it will happen with college football as well.
Correct. I mean, yeah, it's just what it is. And then, you know, hopefully that New Year's Day, I don't know when it is in terms of, I'd have to look at a calendar. Hopefully it doesn't fall on a Sunday because it's going to take more from college football too.
That's a good point. What else do we got going on in the news?
No, that's good. In terms of NBA stuff, yeah, Bam Adebayo, 83 points last night against the Washington Wizards. I say this and we reiterate it because it's like, okay, you didn't watch this, most likely. Like, I'd be intrigued from our texters and our YouTube comments. Did you seek out an illegal stream or do you own NBA League Pass like the people at this station besides me? Because if you didn't, you weren't watching this game.
I didn't even watch this,
The Kobe game where he dropped 81 against Jalen Rose and the Toronto Raptors was put on ESPN at around the halftime third quarter spot because, oh, look what he's doing, this and that, and I guess ESPN's programming, whatever, was just sports centers. They weren't committed to a live sporting event. They were able to thrust it on. NBA TV would have been the only outlet to do that last night, and they decided to just have a bunch of former players sitting on couches and talking. So if you like watching podcasts, there you go, about things, not the actual game.
Right.
So you didn't watch it. Oh, this historic performance that nobody watched. Besides, if you were locally in
Unless
Washington,
you're a Heat fan, or a Washington
in Miami,
fan. Yeah, exactly.
or again, the at least the advent of an illegal stream. But this was a social media event rather than a viewing event. And most of it's been negativity, right, Kyle, in terms of what you've seen where it's like, this is a joke.
There hasn't been a lot of people that are like, wow, Bam Adebayo, 83, that's amazing. Most of it is like, I hate the NBA. Bam Adebayo, like, most unethical 80-point game ever. Okay, there's only been 3 of them ever anyways. At least this one actually happened. So, like, that's been the reaction to this. Like I said, I went back and watched this morning. I just rewatched all of Bam's buckets, and the first half was like, OMG, this guy is he's going crazy. He took 43 free throws, man. A single guy took 43 free throws in a single basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end of the story. Like, that is one of the most unheard of things I've ever seen. Like,
It's awesome or bad?
No, it's bad. It got ridiculous at the end of that game, man. He just wouldn't pass. Like, and I would do the same thing, right? If a guy on my team, or if I had that many points, I am not passing. I'm never passing. I'm keeping the basketball the entire time. Nobody on the Heat, other than him, took double-digit shot attempts. Like, it was just Bam, because they clearly recognized, okay, we can beat the Wizards no matter what, and this guy's going off. Let's make this historic. And they obviously did, man. It just is seeing that stat line of 83. I can't really get over it.
Yeah.
22 3-pointers taken by Bam Adebayo, and a lot of them were at the end of the game. He was double teamed, and it was like, instead of passing, I'm just gonna throw this at the hoop because it might go in, and it added to my point total, and it just didn't. But he scored 83, so shout out to Bam.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, those Wizards that we don't know the names of, they'll be immortalized forever. Final thing before we go with the mid-morning catch, I'll list off some tickets to March Madness that could be punched tonight.
Ooh, here we go.
In the men's side, and you determine if it moves your needle, and you're a big college basketball guy. So 5 p.m. ESPN2, McNeese, SF Austin, Southland tournament final.
Totally. McNeese was like a team that won a game last year. Will Wade goes to
All right.
NC State, and they're still really good once again. They have the Aura ball manager guy. He's back at McNeese, the guy that rocks around with the jukebox and plays the rap music, plays the young boy before the games. It'd be awesome if McNeese went back to the tournament. And SF Austin, they've won some tournament games in the past too, so this one does, yeah.
Would love to see that kid's NIL deal. Lehigh versus Boston, two teams that have a 17-16 record in the Patriot League Finals, 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. It's okay if it doesn't move your needle.
This one doesn't, but I think Lehigh in the Patriot Conference tournament, I think I saw over the weekend when this started. I think it started on Sunday. They hit like a half-court buzzer beater to win their game, so that's kind of cool. Lehigh, of course, is C.J. McCollum's alma mater. Yeah, this one doesn't move my needle at all.
All right. What about late night? I mean, we got to do morning show, but 11:30 ESPN2, Idaho versus Montana in the Big Sky title game.
Now, don't care. Idaho versus Montana. Right, yes.
Yeah. Idaho versus Montana. Two marquee programs. There you go. And, of course, Big Ten and Big East tournaments start today in the men's side as well. A couple games on each. USC Washington, one of our YouTube commenters was like, that's a Big Ten matchup.
Big Ten tournament, USC Washington. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Iowa is really the main team that, unfortunately, did not make it into the top 8, so they're 9th in the Big Ten, and they kind of sneak into playing with these bad teams. They should wax Maryland tonight. I'm going to be watching the Big Ten tournament, though, for sure.
Sweet.
All right, 989-837-6125. That's the news. When we come back, we got 3 traditions to close every show. This is the Ben Bosher Show, live on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Yesterday, the Pistons just demolished the Nets. Minus 15, I had them. They won by like 1,000, I'm pretty sure. They were up by 15 super early into this one. The lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, we talked about this, but the Big Ten tournament started yesterday. But like real games are starting to be had today because yesterday you have the bottom 4 teams because every team gets in to the conference tournament in the Big Ten, which is just hilarious. We're going to do a good amount of Big Ten tournament talk over the next couple of days and just conference tournament stuff in general because Ben's gone, so I need an excuse to talk about Miami, Ohio a little bit, and we're probably going to do that tomorrow. But anyways, lock of the day today, I'm going to the Big Ten tournament. The Indiana Hoosiers are a bubble team right now, and I don't think they're very good, but they definitely need to win at least a game, probably 2, maybe even 3 to get into the tournament. So that starts off with, of course, them winning tonight. They're playing against Northwestern, who just isn't very good. They've been at the bottom of the Big Ten all year. They have one of the better scorers in the league in Martinelli, but outside of that, they're not a very good squad. I'm taking the Hoosiers minus 4.5 today against Northwestern as my lock of the day. I don't like no. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Hoosiers got this. They're going to win by this and that and this. I just think that they're going to win by like probably double figures tonight. So what do you think, John? Taylor or fade in this?
Who are they playing?
Yeah, Northwestern. Good to know you're paying attention.
Sheesh. In Chi-Town though, right? So Northwestern should have some.
In
some
Chi-Town, that's a good point.
Man, I wish I knew.
Good point.
I wish I did some prep and knew.
United Center.
Yeah, and knew if Northwestern students were on spring break or not.
Yeah. You don't know that off the top of your head?
I don't, because I mean that's gonna sway things.
They probably are.
All right, I'll tell you.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's the lock of the day.
That's my ringing endorsement.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Now it's time for what's going on in the world of sports as far as watching things tonight. There was a lot of good options yesterday. Today, not as many, but I think there's an obvious pick for the game of the day.
Yeah, Midland versus Marquette, girls basketball, 6:50 on the Mid regional final. That's the game of the day.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for you to hit the game of the day sounder.
Oh,
actually.
yeah, I forgot there's a sounder for it.
Game of the day.
Yeah, there it is, the game of the day. John just threw it out. Midland girls versus Muskegon.
Mesquite. Did I say Marquette?
You said Marquette.
I don't even know the
match.
matchup.
Guy is just not on his.
You know why I don't know it?
Guy is not in his game.
You want some inside baseball here? You know why I don't know it? Still waiting back. Still waiting back for an email from Muskegon. Hopefully, I could get their roster. But if not, I'm going in blind. But I'll have to scour social media. Luckily, we're in the internet, so I could dig some things.
John finally gets to cover the Midland girls once again. He's missed the last 2 games. So does he have something against the Midland girls basketball team?
No, I just had to go on vacation and then a flight missed. No,
okay,
nothing against them. They're great.
Yeah, they've won 2 games in a row. It's been fun to cover their games. We're going to have that tonight on the Mitt. You can also check out our social media pages for a hopeful player of the game and highlights after if the Chemics are to win. My real game of the day, though, unfortunately, I will not be going there. I'm going to the WBC, man. Because we are the biggest Italian fans ever tonight. Team Italy versus Team Mexico in the WBC. It's at 7. It was supposed to be on Tubi, and they said, no, we're not putting that on Tubi. It's on FS1. Italy needs to win, or Mexico needs to win and score 5 or more runs, right, for the U.S. to get in. That's what it is.
You want the scenario?
Sure, yeah.
It's in terms of 5 or more runs. For Mexico. And a dub eliminates the United States.
Correct.
They need I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mexico,
no, they need 4 or
5
less runs.
or more runs. Mexico and U.S. advance and a win.
Yes.
Mexico wins and scores 4 or fewer runs, Mexico and Italy advance. Italy wins, United States is in. And
so, I mean, obviously, Mexico, it doesn't matter if they just win, then they're going to get in no matter what, so they're feeling good. But it's just about their how many runs they score is really what matters for the U.S. Also, if Italy just beats Mexico, then the U.S. has nothing to worry about. It would have been nice if they just would have beaten Italy last night, and they wouldn't have anything to worry about tonight. And then Italy versus Mexico would have been like the winner play and get in game. And, that's just not how it's going to go down, which is quite unfortunate. Who are the other teams that have clinched so far, right? Korea and Japan, I think, are the only other ones. And then tonight is kind of more scenarios for Dominican and Venezuela are
tonight's
playing.
a huge game. Like they had to move it, because you're serving an American audience. But to put the DR and Venezuela game on Tubi, 2 3-0 squads. Oh, I mean that's going to be just tremendous baseball.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, they're both 3-0. That was supposed to be the big game of the night, but with the U.S. on the line, the game of the day is going to be Mexico versus Italy.
Yeah, and noted pitcher who never pitches great in the big moment, Aaron Nola, will take the mound for Team Italy. So
Aaron Nola's on Team Italy. That's good to know.
He is. An arm debatably could have been on Team USA, by the way, too. But, yep. We had Nolan McLean last night after a couple months in the bigs, and he pitched.
Not good. All right,
not great.
That's your game of the day.
Game of the day.
All right, we've got one more tradition to close every show, and that's guessing Colin's Open. I didn't even listen to Colin's show yesterday, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But we're not keeping score with Ben
He opened
gone,
with the
so.
Raiders, if you're wondering.
He did open with the Raiders. Okay. So the one day that Ben is gone, he's been guessing Raiders for weeks now.
He did.
He led with the Raiders. Okay, that's interesting. You went first yesterday, so I'll go first today. There's 2 options here. I think the U.S. losing to Italy is like a big enough baseball story where he could lead with it. The issue is NFL free agency is going on, and so it would not get led with in this scenario. But I think it's a big enough story for sure to potentially be there. It's just got to be this Max Crosby trade getting canceled. It has to be that. I'd be shocked if it's nothing else. There's a couple other of things in the NFL that have happened. Daniel Jones, I guess, getting his contract. I guess Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in a basketball game, though.
That's where I'm going.
No, I'll commit to Crosby. Yeah, man, this is really going to test what Colin, because he's a basketball guy, but will always lean NFL over anything.
Yes.
I'm going to stick with the Crosby trade being rescinded. I think he might just do one of those things where he's like, Bam Adebayo scored 83? What? Hey, let's get into this Max Crosby thing, that kind of thing.
I could see him do it, like a half and half segment as he usually does, like where it's 4 topics. But I think his lead is Bam.
I'm telling you, it was a weird day of sports yesterday.
Everyone's giving their take about whether it means anything.
True, he might, and I can already see his take. It's just going to be that this is not a meaningful 80-point game. It's not going that's for sure going to be Colin's take, which I don't disagree with by any means. But yeah, weird day of sports yesterday, all around. You had that 83-point game. Crosby trade goes off. Team USA loses in baseball. The Wings blew a lead. It just happened in every sport yesterday. Not a lot tonight. The Pistons are not in action tonight, so you're just going to have to tune into this high school basketball game tonight on the
6:50.
6:50 pregame.
Midland and Muskegon.
Midland and Muskegon. That's going to be at Alma High School as well. No Wings tonight either, so just that Mexico versus Italy game is the one that we're going to be tuned into. Thank you guys for listening to today's show. We will hopefully catch you tomorrow. It's more of me and John. You'll have us tomorrow and Friday. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to the show today.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Isaiah, how did you get all wet?
I was playing in the rain.
Son, you're in the house. It's not raining inside. Or is it?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
What?
Oh, no, the roof has a leak.
Leak? That's a waterfall.
We need that fixed now.
Rexy Siding and Building Repair can fix it.
What, son?
Any job, anywhere. Bresky can do